Hi, this is Griffin with Mega Premier Furniture, and today we're going to be building the Build Your Own Kids Nightstand. This is the white finish, and this product can only be found on Walmart.com. Before you start, you want to make sure that none of your panels have any damage and that you have all of your hardware. If you have any issues, you can contact the number on the front of the manual and we'll get you taken care of. If everything is in order, then we can begin assembly. For step 1, we need our A panel and our D panel, 4 plastic dowels, and 4 cam bolts. To start, we can screw 4 cam bolts into the A panel into the outer 4 pre-drilled holes. You want to screw these down until that little lip is flush with the panel. Next, we're going to take our 2 longer sides of the D panel and we're going to insert 2 plastic dowel pieces into the inner 2 pre-drilled holes. So these are more narrow than these cam lock holes. Like that, and do the same on the other side. For step 2, we need our C and B panel, 8 cam bolts, and 4 plastic dowel pieces. To start, we can insert 2 plastic dowels into each of our panels here. Again, those are going to go into the 2 inner pre-drilled holes that are narrower than these cam lock holes. Next, we can insert 4 of our cam bolts into each of these panels into the 4 outer pre-drilled holes. For step 3, we need our E panel and our F panel, 2 of these pieces, 4 plastic dowels, and 4 of our screw number 4s. To start, we're going to take 2 of our screws, take 1 screw, put it through the hole, and attach it to the F panel, and do not tighten that down all the way yet. Do the same with another screw and a black piece. Just get it started, but do not screw all the way down, so those are still loose a little bit. Then we're going to take our 4 plastic dowel pieces and insert them in to the 2 pre-drilled holes that are more narrow than the cam lock holes. Okay, then we're going to take our E panel. Notice how there's 2 pre-drilled holes on this end. We're going to align the F panel along this edge of the E panel and screw those in. Then go ahead and start tightening things down, trying your best to keep these edges aligned. Okay, for step 4, we're going to take our D panel, our B panel, and 2 cam locks. We're then going to set up our D panel so that unfinished side is facing up, and then it's going to go along this side of the D panel, so this would be my left where you're right. We're then going to notice on the cam locks that one of these crosshairs is longer and more pointy, and we're going to point that towards the B panel or towards the outside of the D panel. We're then going to set up our B panel so that the little wheel is facing towards the bottom, our unfinished edge is facing up, and I have the cam locks on the B panel facing towards me. We're then going to set up the D panel so that the cam lock holes are facing towards you. The unfinished edges are facing up. And we will slide it on just like so. And we are going to secure by turning clockwise. Okay, we are now going to take our E and F panel assembly. We're going to make sure that this unfinished side is facing this way, the F panel down here. We're going to take 2 of our cam locks and again point that pointy crosshair towards the rest of this assembly or towards the outside of the panel. We're then going to set up the E and F assembly like so that the F panel is facing this way, unfinished side facing up, and attach it to the B panel. Then we're going to secure it by turning clockwise. Okay, for step 6, we're now going to grab our C panel and 4 more of our cam locks. We're going to put 2 of our cam locks into this D panel, this time facing towards this edge or towards the C panel. Okay, we are now going to set up our C panel so that this drawer slider is facing towards the rest of the assembly. The wheel is facing down, this unfinished edge is facing up, finished edge facing this way. We're going to attach it to the rest of the assembly here. Okay, and then we need to tighten down those 4 cam locks by turning clockwise. Okay, for step 7, we've turned our assembly to the side a little bit so you can see. And we're gonna grab our A panel and 4 more of our cam locks. We're going to insert the cam locks into these 4 pre-drilled holes with the long crosshair pointed towards this A panel or towards these edges of the panels. Okay, we're then going to position our A panel with the unfinished edge facing up. We're going to attach it to the rest of the assembly. Okay, and then tighten down those 4 cam locks by turning clockwise. Okay, for step 8, we're going to need a hammer, our 17 nails, and our nail holder, and our G panel. We're going to align the G panel so that this unfinished side is facing up and the finished side is facing down, so that will be the background of your unit there. You want to make sure that you line up the edges so that it is evenly on each side, not overhanging anywhere. Okay, then you can take your nail, insert it into that little hole in the nail holder, hold the nail holder up against the unit. Once you get it started, just pull it out, then finish nailing in the nail. Make sure that this panel is still aligned after you nail in your first hole. And you want to nail in where each of those pre-drilled holes are. So I like to start with 2 different ends. That way now the panel's not going to move around and you can start just nailing it in. Okay, then we should have 3 in the middle here. Make sure that when you nail these down, you're actually nailing down into that middle panel there. For step 9, we need our H panel, our 2 parts labeled number 8, and our 4 little screws here. We're going to align these parts onto the H panel where there's these pre-drilled holes here. We want these little extended cylinders pointed towards the outside of the panel. So it'll look like that. And secure with 2 of your screws. And do the same with the other side. Have the little screw holes facing towards the inside with these 2 outer cylinders facing out. Okay, for step 10, we need 4 of our screws, our H panel, J, and K panels. You'll want to attach them to the H panel so that this little groove aligns all the way around and the drawer sliders are facing on the outside with the wheel up. So go ahead and slide that on those little cylinders there. and then secure using 2 of your screws. And you want to make sure that that groove aligns, so if it doesn't, then you'll want to adjust here to make sure that that groove aligns, get it aligned, and then re-tighten down these 2 screws on the H panel. Then do the same for the K. Okay, then realign those little grooves there. Okay, for step 11, we want to take our L panel, slide it onto that H piece. Should be a little arrow telling you which way to slide it in there. Make sure that you get it all the way down to the bottom of that H panel. Okay, and then for step 12, we're going to take our I piece, align up that groove with the L panel, slide it in there, and then we're going to take our punch screws here, labeled number 6, and we're going to feed them in there. Okay, then we're going to take our hammer, punch them through. Okay, for step 13, as you can see, we have our completed nightstand and our drawer. If the drawer does not fit well, it's like it doesn't close, you can adjust it using these 4 screws to either move this front panel up or down. But let's see how it fits. Okay, you want to put these screws above the screws in the nightstand, let it roll over them, and then simply put the drawer in. And as you can see, it is fitting very nicely. Rolls in and out.